Hey guys, in this video I'm going to explain to you how to fix up a layout for your drawing. So I'm going to go ahead and open up the drawing that I've been working on here. It's called Appalachian Lodge. And so just kind of give you an idea of what she's looking like so far. It is a log home, has quite a bit of little jut outs in the roofing inside of it, and it's got 3 levels, and it's can be fairly complicated. But for the remainder of it, what I want to do is kind of explain to you how we're going to put these on a particular sheet and make it look professional. Go over to Moodle and just scroll down to the how to layout plans in Revit and download the layout file from Revit, and then open it up when it comes available. You will find out that this has a little different setup than what you're accustomed to when you're doing with the regular projects, because this is actually been drawn in a family. So a couple of things I want you to do is, I want you to go ahead and save it as family, and save it somewhere where you know, because it'll be in downloads and you don't want to lose it. So go ahead and save it somewhere where you know it will be, and and you can retrieve it. So you can name it whatever you want. In other words, let's say Eric's layout. That's fine. So I mean, you don't put Eric's layout, put your name on it. Save that. Okay, so once it saves, and you should see it change up here. There you go, Eric's layout. So a couple of things you want to do is you want to go in here and change some of these for your specific needs. So let's go in here first of all and change the company name to your company name. And then you'll see another place down here where it says your company name here, where you need to change that as well. Okay, so now you have a copyright to save yourself, to keep yourself from getting in any kind of trouble from people trying to, steal your drawings. So go and put your logo in. I hope you guys have already done a logo. So just click on that text and delete it, get it out of there. Go up to Insert, Image, and then you'll need to go in to find your image. Hopefully you've already created one, and set your logo in there, and it'll just pop up like this, and we'll need to turn it. And then I'm going to place it in this little box over here. You'll notice that it's too big. It's much bigger than what I need. And all I have to do is I grab the drag node over here, and then I can make it the size that I need to in here. There. All right, so we need to change your company name here. Okay, if for some reason your company name is bigger, then you'll need to go to Edit Type, and you'll need to change this text size in here. You can also change the text font if you wish as well, and just hit OK. Next, come in here and change this information into yours. Please put your professional name. If you go by your first name like I do, then make sure you have your middle initial in there. My daughter and actually one of my sons actually goes by a middle name, so my daughter would be a Sierra Hurley. My son would be a Matthew Hurley. All right, so however, if you go by your first name, put it in there as first name, initial, last name, or if you go by your middle name, first initial, middle name. Okay, put in your street address, and your city and state and zip. and your telephone number. And lastly, your email. Put in your email, your personal email. Don't put in your college email, because if you ever get out and start doing any of this stuff, then you'll already have this information in there. You don't have to go back and change it later. Make sure that it fits within this parameter here and looks really nice. If you have to, you can, again, you can go to the edit type and you can change the font size or the font's type on there. I just noticed something. Also, you can change the width factor. If you like the height of it, then you can change the width factor to make it closer together. Okay, so you'll notice if I hold this over it, you'll see that this is a text note, but this is a label, and this is a text note. A label. A label can be changed on the drawing. A text note can't. You have to go back into this family to change that. So some of these things will be labeled, as you can see here. And then some things will be like we changed over here. This is a text. Okay. At this point, go ahead and save this, since you've already gave it a location. So go ahead and save that. And if you already have your other drawing open, you have to do this first. Make sure that your other drawing is open first, and then load it into the project. Now it's going to come out and give you a little note here that says, oh, you can't create this kind of element in the view that you're currently in. For some reason, it always dumps everything into the first floor, and I don't know why, but that's okay. So if we come down here to Sheets and hit the little plus button here, and you'll notice that there's a whole bunch of sheets in here already set up for you with designated numbers. Let's open up the basement plan, and you'll see that there is just an Autodesk kind of generic layout here. So let's get rid of this. Just click on that, and then come over here to the properties and find the one that you just uploaded into it. There. Now, if you'll notice that I can't change any of this information without going back to here, all right, if I double click on this, it's going to open it up, and I can't change this information. But this information I can. So the owner. So in this particular case, I am working on what's called the Appalachian Lodge. So that's what I'm going to call this. Okay, again, make sure that this fits within your parameters here. I'm going to pull this just a little bit. Dadgummit. I'm going to have to hit the move. Now, maybe I can't do that. I have to go back into the, I can't move it right at this point because I have to go back into the family to change it there. It's okay. It's all right. If for some reason this is too big, then you'll have to go into it and change it again. All right, so if you're not highlighted on this, you don't see that little question mark down here. If you click on it, you'll see the little question mark. So you can go in here, and so this is, oh, I don't know, it's plans created for Appalachian Lodge. And you could, what you'd want to do is put the person's name in here. I'm doing a model house, so it's actually not being drawn for a specific person right now. So if and when it does, then I would create this, I would change this Appalachian Lodge to the people's name. And then here, usually what we got is where the lot, the development name, the lot number, stuff like that that's going in there. So in this case, I'm going to make up something, and I'm going to say lot number 567 in Lakeview Development. There. Now that gives me that small amount of information right there, and that's fine. Down here, I want to go into the author. So the author is going to be me in this case. So I'm going to put my initials here. Issue date, I can put down today's date or whatever date that is going to be the issue date. And then you want to put the scale. Most of the time we're going to be doing 1/4 inch equals 1 foot 0 inch. Now, these numbers here align with these, but you can change these if you need to. For right now, I wouldn't change them at all. Just leave them as they are. Now, you'll notice that there's nothing in this. Some of these have a little plus sign on it, but this one doesn't have a plus sign on it. So we need to put in the basement plan into this drawing. So what I want you to do is right-click and add view, and it will give you particular views that you already have that have not been used. Notice that there is no first floor plan, okay, because the first floor plan is already here. But the foundation, top of footings, let's go with foundation, I think it was. Let's see what that gives us. Okay, it is huge. Now, why in the world would this be? Well, the problem is, if I go up, back up to my foundation plan, you'll see that I'm on a 12 inch equals 1 foot scale. So I need to go back and scale that down to 1/4 inch. Now if I go back to my sheets and I double click on my basement, you'll see that it's right there, but it needs to be right there. So I can click on that and pull it down here and get it centered up. I don't want to move this if I don't have to. Now you'll also see that this line is enormously long, is because it started out in 1/2 inch to begin with. So in order to change that, I have to click on the viewport, and then you'll notice that those two little nodes pop up there, and I can just pull that back. And at this point I can move that too. So I want to move it down just a little bit so it won't be connected together. All right, you can center these. I usually kind of make these a little bit smaller like that, and I usually run it all the way over to the side. Different contractors, different architects will require different things for sure. Now, you can't draw really you can't really draw so much on here because it won't pick it up, because it's not there. You need to be on the drawing. So if you hit the little plus sign down here and double click on that, that takes you basically all the way back up here, and you'll see that that's highlighted there. It takes you right back up there, but you don't have to leave from there. So I can go in and put all my dimensions that I need to at this point so that I can get what I need to be said. And sometimes it's a pain. I should have already done this, and you should have too actually already. So we talked a little bit about dimensioning. And you may have to move some of these dimensions to get them to work out correctly, because we don't want 1/4 inch and 3/8 and all of that. That's just, you need to move these one way or the other, and I just haven't done it at this point to eliminate this. Now, sometimes you'll notice now, if I click on this, and you'll see that that changes. Well, that means that I can go in here and I can actually take away that 1/4, and it will move that ever so slightly. So now I can adjust that if I need to, just by clicking on these and eliminating those small increments. There. I've got to go back and change this because I changed the other one. Sometimes they will associate with it, and sometimes they won't. So you just have to kind of keep an eye on it so that to make sure that it does. All right. So here it is. We're back over here. You want to have all of your notes and everything already on here. And if you go down to the next one, you'll see that again, we're back to that old Autodesk one. Just click on the layout and find the layout that you have. Changes over to that. and we may need to move that one as well to get it to work out. Somewhere it's on here. There it is. And again, it's huge. So I have to go over here and I have to make this to a 1/4 inch scale, and then go back to my layout, and hopefully it is somewhat there. All right. Notice that these elevation markings are there. I'm not crazy about having the elevation markings on there, and oh, come on, woman. It never fails when I'm trying to do this stuff. My wife tries to call me. What you need to do is go back over to the floor plan and just highlight one of them is all you need to do, and hit the little glasses and hide category. All right. If you need to see them, they'll be right there. You can see them right there. But also you need to hit apply so that those won't be seen. Now when we go back over here, we don't see that. That looks really nice. Okay, I'm going to take a pause right here, and then I'll come right back to you in just a second. Okay, once you get to this point here, then, you know, continue on through the rest of your plans that you need. Now, you don't have to use them all if you're not going to need them. So change out all of your layouts to the layout that you've created here. And some of these we will delete later, but for right now I just want you to leave them all in there, and that's fine. So once you get to this point here, you will see over in Moodle, never fails when I get to talking on this thing, I start coughing. Floor plan, foundation design. So at that point, what I want you to do is go to foundation plan. So, you know, when you get this the way you want it to look, what I want you to do is to go File, Print, and I want you to print to PDF. And instead of using any of these, I want you to go down here, select views, and then select only the one that you want for that particular one. So which one was it? It was floor plan foundation. Okay, so click on that, hit OK. No, we don't have to save that for future references if we don't want to. And then hit OK. Do you want to continue? Yes. All right, it's going to ask me where do I want to save it, and find where you want to save it at. Actually, no, I want to go back to here and save it there. So this is, just give it a name. Let's go Hurley. So your name, and then foundation. Hurley Foundation, save that. Go over to Moodle and click on the footings and foundation design and submit that drawing here in PDF. Okay guys, I'm going to stop at this point. I'll be back and I'll talk to you a little bit more about some other things, other features in this. But for right now, please get me your footings and foundations, your first floor, elevations. If you've done a wall section, please send it to me, but we're going to start working on the roof framing plan, and we're going to go over electrical plans and so forth. But before then, we are going to do some model making. So hopefully we can get you guys away from this computer a little bit, and we'll have some fun with that. So thanks guys. Talk to you in a bit. If you have any questions, give me a holler.